Hari Om. Yes, we are back with another story from the Upanishads, and this story is also from the Chandogya Upanishad. I had mentioned earlier that the Chandogya is a repository of beautiful stories and lots of examples, and we have a good number being covered even in this series. So, this story from the Chandogya Upanishad is a dialogue between father and son. Father is sage Uddalaka, son is Shvetaketu. Shvetaketu was the only son of sage Uddalaka. And when Shvetaketu was 12 years old, his father Uddalaka sent him to the Gurukula for education. Now he went through 12 years of education, and he had received the knowledge of various branches of knowledge. And he came home after 12 years of education. When he came home, his father, Sage Uddalaka, sensed some arrogance in his voice when he asked, "So, tell me, son, did you learn everything that has to be learned?" He said, "Yes, father, and I learnt it quite well." And in that, the father could sense that arrogance in his son's voice, in his son's words. So, the father always is very compassionate, very, a father would always want to give his best to his child. And here we are talking of a lineage that is on the path of attaining the highest knowledge. So, the father had to make sure that there is not even a trace of arrogance in Shvetaketu. Sage Uddalaka asked Shvetaketu, "Oh, that's good to know that you have learnt so much. You have learnt everything." Okay, a few days passed, and then father Sage Uddalaka called Shvetaketu to his side and asked him, "Son, did you learn about that because of which the unseen is seen, the unheard is heard, and the unknown becomes known? Did you learn about this essence?" Shvetaketu was shocked. "I don't remember my teacher teaching any of this. No, father, I don't think I have learned this. Please teach me about it." Sage Uddalaka said, "Okay, if you take a lump of clay, mud, wet mud, clay, you have clay, and then you have the various things made of clay. So, it may be a pot, it may be a plate, it may be a small pot, a big pot, a vessel. So, it's the same lump of clay. So, if you know the clay, then you know the various things made of clay also. Why? Because after all, clay is the substance, and what you are calling as a plate or a pot or a vessel is nothing but different shapes given to the same substance. Similarly, if you take silver, right, a lump of silver on one side, and then we have lamps, we have idols, we have plates and tumblers and spoons and cups, and we also have jewelry, we have earrings, we have nose rings, we have toe rings and chains and bangles. But if you have known silver, then it doesn't matter what the name or the shape or the form is. You know all of it because it is made of the very same substance called silver." So, this, my child, said the father, this essence is there even in this creation that you are seeing. There is an essence, and then there are these varieties of names and forms, and that essence is what is to be known. If one does not know that essence, it doesn't matter what else he knows or doesn't know. Now Shvetaketu was excited, and he said, "Father, tell me more about this." Seeing the son's eagerness to know, Sage Uddalaka said, "All right, bring me a fruit of the banyan tree." So, that was easy. So there was a banyan tree. Shvetaketu went and got a fruit of the banyan tree. The father said, break it open. And he asked, what do you have there? And he said, I have these small seeds, these tiny, tiny seeds. So he says, okay, take one of those seeds and break it open. So he did so. Father said, what is there in it now? Shvetaketu looked at it and said, nothing, father. Sage Uddalaka looked at him and said, nothing? But when you put this seed into the soil, does it not grow into this huge banyan tree where there was once that seed, that tiny seed inside which you said there is nothing? If that seed is sown in the soil in its place, over time, what are you going to see? A huge banyan tree. Do you still think there is nothing in the seed? Father said, it is extremely subtle. Just because you don't see it, or you can't hear it, or you can't feel it, doesn't mean that it is not there. And he said, that essence, my child, that subtle essence which you are not able to see or perceive, but you know it exists because it is giving rise to this huge tree. You know that that seed is not empty, that essence is there. That essence in this world, which cannot be seen, which cannot be heard, which cannot be smelled, which cannot be felt, that essence, the subtlest of the subtle, that essence is what is to be known. And my child, that you are, that essence is what you are. Tat Tvam Asi. Have you heard this famous line from the Upanishads? It is called a Mahavakya. There are 4 Mahavakyas. There are many Mahavakyas, but 4 famous ones. And Tattvamasi is one of the most famous of the 4. So, this was one teaching that Father Uddalaka gave to his son Shvetaketu. Shvetaketu's curiosity was up even more now. And he said, Father, tell me more about this. Actually, Father gives many examples in the Upanishad. If you read, this line Tat Tvam Asi comes 9 times with various examples and these stories. One more anecdote we'll take between father and son, what dialogues happened. So the father said, all right, Shvetaketu, since you're so eager to learn, let me tell you something else. But by then it was evening. So he said, take some salt. So Shvetaketu went and gathered some salt from the kitchen. Sage Uddalaka said, okay, now take that salt and dissolve it in a vessel of water. That was easy. Shvetaketu went and dissolved that salt in a vessel of water. Father said, let it be. Get it back to me tomorrow morning. Fine. So the day was over. They went to sleep. The next morning, father said, Shvetaketu, bring me the salt that I gave you last night. Shvetaketu went to the pot to see what had happened. And he came back and told his father, Father, I don't see the salt there. There is no salt. I can't give it to you. Father said, all right, get me the water from the surface. That was easy. So Shvetaketu, in a tumbler, he got water from the surface. And father said, now you taste the water. Shvetaketu drank it and said, Father, it is salty. Father smiled and said, okay, get me the water from the middle part. So Shvetaketu somewhat, tried his best and put it in the middle and picked up the water. Or we can imagine that he probably discarded some part of it and took the water. Whatever it is, he got water, the middle portion. Father said, taste it now. Shvetaketu tasted and said, Father, this is also salty. Father smiled and said, okay, get me the water from the bottom portion. Fine. Shvetaketu put the tumbler down and picked up that bottom portion water and gave it to his father. Father gave it back to him and said, taste it. Shvetaketu tasted and said, Father, this is also salty. Father said, that's correct. Now, you throw away that water. Throw away what's in the pot. So, Shvetaketu went and threw away whatever was there in that vessel. And then he looked and there was some salt sitting at the bottom. And he told his father, Father, there is some salt remaining here. So father smiled and said, yes, dear child, the essence is always there. It is in the beginning, it is in the middle, it is in the end. It is there even before time came. So that essence is what was there even before time began. So that essence is what was there in the beginning. That essence is what is there even now. And that essence will always be there. It is not dependent on whether you and I can see it or not, hear it or not, perceive it or not, know it or not. It exists. In fact, before time began, this is what existed. The essence existed because essence is existence. The essence existed and it willed, let me become many. And lo and behold, this whole creation came about. And what is the creation after all? Essence plus name and form. If we have to say it technically, it is essence, which is Brahman or Satchitananda, plus Nama and Rupa. This is what is the creation. So, once you know the lump of clay, you know the pots and pans. Once you know the lump of silver, you know the lamps and idols and jewelry. Once you know the essence Brahman, you know this entire creation. And dear Shvetaketu, dear child, my son, that thou art Tat Tvam Asi, that essence you are. This is the message in the Chandogya Upanishad, for which a few anecdotes, a few examples are all given. They give examples of river meeting the sea, where the river's individuality is lost the moment it touches the sea. After all, they are both just water as the essence. Similarly, all creations are moving towards giving up their name and form and abiding, staying in the essence, the truth, the reality, the self, the Atman, the Brahman, or the God without a name, form, or qualities. All the Upanishads talk about this Brahman. So you will find that in all the stories, in some way or the other, it has tried to describe to us the indescribable Brahman, the essence, which is what you, me, and the entire creation is. We are just names and forms, but the truth is we are the Brahman. We are Satchit Ananda plus a name for this form. This is the central teaching of this story. The Upanishads talk of something that's extremely subtle. It talks of that which is behind all our instruments. It talks of that presence in whose presence everything works, everything is activated, everything even exists. It talks of that which cannot be grasped by the instruments that we have, whether it is the sense organs or the mind or the intellect. So the only way we can somehow get some idea is only when we have sharpened our intellect with alertness, and when we have cleansed our mind of all the me and mine, when the mind has been made completely selfless and pure. It is then that this essence somewhere strikes in us, oh, and then we will have that eureka moment of realization that what this Upanishad is telling us, tat tvam asi, that thou art. When we realize what we truly are, then each one of us will say, Aham Brahmasmi. This is the basic teaching of all the Upanishads, and this comes to the end of one more story from the Upanishads. We will meet again for another story from either the same Upanishad or a different Upanishad. Until then, Hari Om.